Today we are looking at factorials. Factorials look like this, and with an exclamation point. Factorials are very simple. They are just products of multiplication of any given whole number. By n exclamation mark, we mean that the product of consecutive numbers 1 through n. Let's say we have 4 factorial. What does that mean? 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 1 is 24. So 4 factorial means 21. What about 3 factorial? 3 factorial means 3 times 2 times 1. It equals to 6. So factorial means multiply the number all the way down the number that is given to you. So let's say we have 6 factorial. It means 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and it equals to 720. What about 7 factorial? 7 factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and it equals to 5040. What about 0 factorial? For some reasons, 0 factorial is defined to be equal to 1, not 0. So we write it as 1. Let's do a few problems here. Suppose we have 3 factorial plus 4 factorial. And we want to simplify that. What do? The first thing comes to mind is because it has a plus sign, we can add them up and write 7 factorial. That is absolutely not correct. What we basically can do is to write 3 factorial and do the multiplication, and also 4 factorial, and then add them up. So it will be 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1 plus 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. These two times together is 6, and these 4 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24. So we write 6 plus 24, which equals to 30. So the solution to this problem is 30. Or let's say we have 5 factorial plus 2 factorial. Again, we write as 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 plus 2 times 1. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 24. We have this one before. So 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, or 4 factorial, equals to 24. And we have 5 here times 5, and then we'll have 2, right? So we multiply 5 to 24, we get 120, and plus 2, then our solution is 122. Now let's multiply some factorials. Let's say we have So let's assume we have 5 factorial times 3 factorial. Again, automatically you might want to times these two numbers and get 15 factorial, right? But that is not correct. The correct answer to solve this problem is write the factorial, which is going to be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and then multiply it by 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1, right? So we know that 3 factorial equals to 6, and 5 factorial equals to 120. So we multiply them and we'll have 120 multiplied by 6, and we get 720. And we know that 720 equals to 6 factorial. So 5 times 3 factorial equals to 6 factorial, or equals to 720. Let's say we have 8 factorial divided by 6 factorial. How to solve this one? There are two ways to write this fraction. One is treat it as a normal factorial and write all the numbers in the denominator and numerator, and then cancel out for them. In that case, we'd write it as 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and 1. And then we write the denominator, which is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Then we cancel out 6 to 1 from denominator and numerator, and we'll have 8 times 7, which equals to 56, right? Also, we can write it as 8 factorial divided by 6 factorial equals to 8 times 7 times 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial. Then we cancel out 6 factorial and we'll have 8 times 7 equals to 56. So we covered the basic concept of factorial. I'm going to put down some examples for you to try to solve it at home. Simplify the following factorials. 8 factorial, 9 factorial, 10 factorial, 5 factorial minus 4 factorial, 12 factorial divided by 7 factorial minus 5 factorial, 9 factorial minus 5 factorial, 10 factorial divided by 7 factorial and 2 factorial. So we are at the end of our session on factorial. See you next time.